Hello, value creators. In today's environment, getting a digital transformation started is pretty hard. It reminded me early in my career when I had to present a project to a board. The CEO was late, and when he arrived, he looked at us. We had probably hundreds of slides of presentation. He told us, listen guys, you have 20 minutes. I have 3 questions. Why should I do anything? Why now? And why you? Go. So digital projects are under increasing scrutiny in today's environment. And you probably feel it. Whether you're a vendor, positioning your technology as a solution, you're a consultant trying to advise your client, or you're part of a project team trying to move your digital transformation project forward. I think it's important to remember that in this environment, compelling value is the answer to pretty much all justification. And compelling probably needs to be bankable, meaning it's something you can realize in your P&L or working capital. And we probably have one shot at making a compelling argument in front of a board or an executive team. So it's very important to get the story short and crisp. And if you think about, often we argue about closing the performance gap. This is what the best performers do in this industry. This is where we are as a business. Or if you're advising a client, this is where your client is as a business. There are many, many ways to close a performance gap, whether that's revenue shortfall or cost reduction. So there's no one answer to that. There's no one technology or no one methodology or way of going about it. And that's why a compelling argument is so important. And I keep going back to the same set of questions. Why do anything? Why now? And why you? So the why do anything is the most important question, obviously. It's changing direction from where the business is going. Most of the businesses in today's environment are going through business continuity planning. They're doing something safeguarding revenue. They're probably focusing on cost reduction or cost containment if they have increasing cost. And they're doing various risk mitigation measures. So those are your 3 key levers. And risk mitigation often has to do with competition, protecting the turf or making strategic moves. So a compelling argument about why do anything has to relate to one of these 3 levers. Why do anything? Because this is something I can increase our revenues with, or I can protect our collections, I can protect our receivables, I can protect our existing customers from churn. Why do anything? Has to do with cost. I can actually reduce the cost in a certain set of processes. I can actually prevent costs from rising over time as we move forward. And that can happen in digital with a variety of ways, whether with better insight and analytics, better process analysis and discovery, and also with automation. Why do anything can often do something with risk and risk mitigation. Obviously, there are many areas of disruption in today's environment. So if we can do something with our technology to address the risk into our supply chain, to our customers, to compliance, that's definitely got to get higher marks in our argument. Why do anything has to be crisp? Our project will do this much value, preferably in working capital or EBITDA terms, and not sub benefits to revenue, to cost. And when it comes to risk, it has to be something that's tangible to the business, something that's being disrupted right now, not far out. And once you answer why do anything, you can move on to why now. Even if there is a compelling reason to do something, is this necessary to do right now, in this quarter, in the next 6 months? And that typically has to do with one of 2 drivers. Why do anything? Because we could be out of compliance or there is some other risk that has to be mitigated. There is no choice. That's obviously the most compelling reason why now has to happen. It could be because of competitive moves. We are basically being replaced by competition in certain customers, or the customers told us that they want to see certain changes in our product line, distribution, service levels, or pricing in order to accommodate what we're doing. And last but not least, why, the third question is why you? And this is the hardest one. There's probably a couple of reasons why your proposal could be compelling to the board or to the CEO. Why you can be because you have the experience. You have solved this kind of problems before. You have the track record. And again, if you're inside the company, you've done similar projects. If you're a vendor, you have similar case studies. If you're a consultant, obviously you've done similar projects. You have the experience, you have the track record, but you also have the resources. So you actually have the ability to solve this because you have the right people, you have expertise in your team, or you actually have maybe financial resources that you can reallocate to solve this problem. And why you often can be because you have skin in the game. If you're inside, if you're an employee, if you're a project manager, it's because you're betting your career on the success of this project. That can be very compelling. Obviously, if you're a vendor or a consultant, you're willing to risk some of your fees or your success or your reputation on the success of the project. That pretty much answers why do anything, why now, and why you. And I believe crisply summarizing that in under 10 minutes, not exactly an elevator speech, but essential to success right now. And again, it's really hard to start a project in this environment. You have to be crisp with your message. But I think there are going to be winners that come up with a lot better definition of value in this environment. They're going to have transformational projects deployed right now. Good luck out there.